But what federal branch of the government was it? You don't know?
No, it's the United States Office of the Private Attorney General. I know most people have it.
Okay.
But it's been codified.
So it's been codified, okay. So it says do not detain, do not arrest. Who gives that authority?
The FBI.
The FBI tells you that you can't be arrested.
All you got to do is call them, sir, and they'll tell you.
They'll tell you I can't arrest you for anything.
Unless I violated the law and committed a crime where where injured party.
Most United States citizens are afforded that opportunity.
Well, no, they're not, sir, because most of them.
I can arrest people for no reason.
That's the license.
That's what they do. So when I'm traveling, I have to have my own tags. Yeah, when I'm traveling, I can't use somebody else's tag.
Says who?
What do you mean says who?
Says who? Who gives you that authority?
The Constitution gives me that authority, sir.
Okay. Well, the state of Florida has rules that if this tag is registered to this vehicle, it has to be on this car.
But state of Florida does not trump the Constitution.
Okay. Well, you know what you're going to have to do then? You're going to get tickets, and then you're going to have to fight it in the state of Florida court.
Oh, I have no problem fighting a ticket.
Excellent.
A ticket means nothing because you cannot ticket someone for exercising a constitutional right.
Okay.
See, I'm exercising a constitutional right to travel.
Okay.
Now, and see, this is the problem that I have with law enforcement agencies that really aren't very versed in the law. And see, this is what you all are thinking. You all think this is a motor vehicle. And see, this is what they're having all the customers, all the clients in Florida to register their automobile as a motor vehicle, and that's wrong. The Supreme Court case, City of Dayton versus DeProse, specifically states that the term motor vehicle is a broader and different term than the word automobile. See, automobile meaning you're not traveling for commerce or for pay. Motor vehicle means you are. That's the difference. And see, that's why I usually send a letter to the chief and the sheriff. I just want too long got here. So I'll be sending a letter to your chief of police and your sheriff so they can understand who I am, why I have to have my tag on, whatever car I'm in.
Now, who issued this tag to you?
Who issued it?
Eric Holder issued this one?
No. Now
it's private.
Yes, private. Yes, private attorney general. Yes, private.
Let's run his driver's history to see where he's at. Just stand by for a few minutes.
Where do you have a driver's license?
I don't have a driver's license.
You don't have any driver's license in any state of the United States?
No, sir. You do not have it. That's why you can call the FBI. So that'll clear all this up. So you're not going to call the FBI to verify who I am? Are y'all serious? That ID proves who I am.
So do me a favor, put your hands behind your back right now.
Put your phone down right now. We'll record everything, don't worry about it.
Let go.
What am I being arrested for? So you can't arrest nobody for a traffic violation.
Well, we are.
Yes, sir. There are traffic violations that are misdemeanors.
No, sir. You can't arrest. Thompson versus Smith, Shapiro versus Thompson said that a citizen cannot be arrested for a traffic offense. Yes, sir. That's the Supreme Court case.
There's a difference between a traffic.
All right, sir. Being that you're under arrest right now.
One-of-a-kind battle in a Broward courtroom. Prosecutors facing off against a man defending himself.
A man who claims he doesn't need a license to practice law, whose arguments would the jury believe? It's tonight's edition of Carmel on the Case.
44-year-old Anthony Williams was all smiles in court, charged with practicing law without a license.
Very simply, the state intends to prove through the presentation of evidence and documents that Mr. Williams is pretending to be a lawyer.
Williams operates an internet-based law firm. He was accused of acting as an attorney after he filed documents in a foreclosure case. Williams calls himself a private attorney general and a sovereign peace officer. Authorities call Williams a sovereign citizen. Believers think many laws do not apply to them.
You can't arrest nobody for a traffic violation.
Well, we are.
Last year, Williams posted this video of his arrest for driving without a license.
I'm also a foreign diplomat.
He says he doesn't need one. During that case, which took 8 months to conclude, he was taken to jail twice. First for failure to follow a judge's order, and then later for driving without a license a second time. In the end, he entered a no-contest plea and paid a fine. But then,
Mr. Williams, you're under arrest.
a month later, Williams was back in handcuffs, this time facing felony charges involving the unlicensed practice of law. When taken into custody at the airport, Williams was carrying his private attorney general ID, the badge, and handcuffs.
Y'all charging me with unlicensed practice of law, and I'm trying to understand what law are you charging me with unlicensed, because there's a whole bunch of law.
At trial, Williams represented himself.
The states have been very deceptive and misleading in what the real law is in the state of Florida.
He spent much of the time arguing with the judge.
And I've never given legal advice. I only give lawful advice. And there's a difference between legal and lawful.
You're arguing apples and oranges.
It took the jury 1 hour before returning the same verdict on all 10 charges.
The defendant is guilty of unlicensed practice of law as charged in the information.
It was bad news for Williams, and it was about to get worse. Judge Andrew Siegel sentenced him to 180 days in jail, 22 years probation, and ordered him to turn over his badges and ID.
He's prohibited from calling himself a private attorney general, an attorney, or implying in any which way, shape, or form that he has any ability to practice law.
As his supporters listened, Williams lashed out at prosecutors.
Both y'all state attorneys are crooks. Both y'all criminals, and y'all on paper what you did. The jury was rigged. I will find out. And both y'all going to jail.
But it is Williams who is in jail now, and he has more to think about than this case. According to authorities, he is currently being investigated for mortgage fraud. Carmel Cafaro,